Hey y'all, hey y'all, hey, I am Shawny.
And I'm Melly Mel. Welcome to the unscripted world of Boldly Untitled, the podcast where two untitled best friends of 25 plus years dive into everything life throws their way.
Join us as we chat about relationships, friendships, sex, parenting, life struggles, and the wild journey of entrepreneurship.
Stay tuned for real talk and relatable stories because in this podcast, there are no limits and no titles, just honest, bold conversation.
Melly Mel, how was your weekend?
Weekend. What weekend? I have no recollection of a weekend. What did I do? What happened this weekend? It was the Halloween situation. So my son and his little bestie, we usually you don't link up. He don't even go to the same school as him anymore. But his mom, be hitting us up. So there was like a Halloween situation where you walked around like our little. I live in a small town called St. Cloud. So downtown St. Cloud, they had like all the little businesses giving out candy. So we dressed up and went out there on Saturday, and then we came home and we had uh, family game night with the Switch because Uriah got this brand new game for his birthday, and it's crazy. Like it's called Super Mario Wonder. Do not play that game if you're inebriated, intoxicated, on any mind altering substance because it is crazy. I mean, like they said, what wild shit can we do to put in here? Like Mario turns into elephants. The plants and the little they're singing in chorus. Like
Wow.
yeah. So that's my weekend. And then Sunday was I didn't feel good, so Sunday
That
was
was
a
a
wash.
wash.
What about yours?
I don't remember the weekend. I don't remember what I
See?
did. I don't remember. Oh, I worked. And then work. So I worked both side job and did some event stuff this weekend. And that is about it. This coming weekend is a little bit more stressful because my daughter is going to her second homecoming with some little boy this weekend. So that means I have to do this again, the homecoming. But it's not going to be as extensive as hers was because listen, it's senior year and we're not doing that. I had an extra dress that I had ordered and it looks good on her that I never wore, and that's what she busted to the homecoming. So that's where we are with that. Did
Wow.
you listen? This mothering thing, um, it is ghetto. It is so ghetto. I don't like it. It's overrated. I'm grateful that I'm almost done. Senior year is um killing me.
Mm.
It's killing me financially. I'm like looking at her, and even though like her school, she like my daughter doesn't want to go to a 4-year institution, so she is going to trade school, but she still has to apply for colleges. And I want her to do that. I want her to be like, yeah, I could have went to college if I wanted to, but that's not what I want to. So she's been applying to colleges while it's October and it's free application month for a lot of places. So got that going on. And so I'm on her head about that because, I gotta be on her head. And plus her school makes her they have to get accepted institutions. One being a 2 or 4 year college. So
Wow. That sounds like a lot. I always when all my kids were babies, I'd be like, oh, I can't wait till they're 5 and 10. Now they're 5 and 10, and now I'm like, oh, I can't wait till they're like 15 and 10, and have a feeling I'm gonna be like, I can't wait to now. I'm skipping all that. I can't wait till they're like 25 and 30 because I feel like moms be trying to tell me like it does not get better, and I'm like, what? No way, it has to get better. Apparently, it doesn't. It gets different, but not. better in terms of having to be their
I feel like
parent.
it's just different problems. Like I
Yeah.
feel like my mama's sick of me. My daddy used to call me a liability. Uh, I'm like, a liability, daddy? That doesn't sound like a good thing. Like, and that was up until he got sick and I was like 36. Like,
Wow. See? And it's facts because I still be calling mom like, can you, mom, can you, dear, can you? So, dang.
I I used to want more kids, and now that I cannot, will not, am not going to have more children. Um, I am very grateful that the the part of the journey is pretty much done. But listen, I did you see the thing about Sherry Shepherd and how her ex husband gets
Yes.
child support for a child she does not know?
I watched
Because
that whole little clip. Yes.
oh my God, can you listen?
Ooh.
Listen,
And
for me
she's
to
so
be,
graceful with it.
baby, that's God. That is nothing but God to make you take that approach with it.
Whew.
A child you do not know, have no relationship with, you are that you did not want. You being child support for a child that you
Mm,
did not know, did not want, did not, but because he wanted a child and you were trying to save your marriage because he said, well, if
mm,
you don't give me one, I will.
mm.
Then she went and had a child.
Okay. I feel like the
It's not
first,
even egg.
huh?
Okay, what? That's not even her egg. Okay, so I have no connection to this child, but keep going.
But the first mistake was not having a conversation, and if you had that conversation, not deciding like this is not gonna work. Because if she knew she didn't want no kids, and he knew he wanted kids, and they still decided to get married, that was a setup for failure from the beginning. And I feel like that kid thing is such a big deal breaker for people. It's
Baby,
such a huge deal breaker, and it's like, bruh, how do we get here? Let's retrace our steps, Sherry. How do we get here? It just, and
she kind
now,
of covers that. She says that, well, I didn't watch the whole interview. I just watched the clip where she says that she felt like the pressure of society that I got to be married. I can't have
yeah,
sex because like that. Like, so
yeah,
the
all
pressure
that.
of having to be married because society says at a certain age you're not worthy of it or that ain't nobody
That's
going to want
crazy.
you is
Look,
absolutely.
bruh, fuck society. I'm really starting to see how society is bullshit. Like the other day, I was cold, right? So I was freezing. I've been free. I feel like, I don't know, my anemia is doing something. I don't know. But I put on my Christmas pajamas because they long sleeve and long pants. It was elf. I looked like an elf. My husband, what are you doing? It ain't even Halloween yet. Da, 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 da. I'm like, you know what your problem is? You let society dictate your decisions. I don't give a damn. Okay, I like my pajamas. I look cute. I'm a little elf and I'm warm. Then I had to go to my son's school. You thought I changed?
Wait, I picked up your kid before, so you got out the car with them elf pajamas on?
I didn't have to, it wasn't a pickup. I had to
Oh,
go up there to drop something off for him.
oh, okay, okay, okay. I thought you were in the pickup line calling the
Nah. Well,
children
I went back to pick him up, yes, as well.
with them same pajamas on.
What I'm saying? Yes.
So I
I
hate
give
pajamas
you
in
that.
public. So therefore, that could never be me because I absolutely hate pajamas in public. But
Look, I didn't give a damn. Plus, I was feeling
clearly,
like, that same day they dressed up for book character day for school.
oh yeah, their way of
So,
Xing out the Halloween part, and for
yeah,
people who can't
it
celebrate
was,
is the book character.
I don't think it was that peculiar, but still, it's whatever. So the fact that she let society, you know what I mean, decide, oh, snap, I got to do this because society says society is bullshit. Fuck society.
Listen, listen. I remember when I wanted more children, I would talk to guys, and if they say they didn't want children, I'd be like, "This work." because I knew at that point that I want more children. I wound up actually dating a bunch of guys with vasectomies, so I guess that was just for practice because they couldn't have children.
Practice.
Because
What we practicing, Shauna? Practice.
how to make babies. That's what we practice. We have fun practicing how to make babies
Oh.
because they couldn't have children. I mean, but now as I don't want any more children, I gotta age. Like, I really don't want to date guys with children under the age of 16.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't want to have to play stepmama to little kids. Like, I can take your if I want to with my 16-year-old, 17-year-old and be like, we out, and I ain't really got to deal with them.
Right.
They probably wouldn't even want to deal with me, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah. I think that's a reasonable rule. Some of these people be like, oh, he can't have no kids and da da da. And I feel like that's a little bit much. If they have a kid, I think it's important for you, Soupy is 17. So for you to have to go change diapers now is crazy.
No.
So I feel like that's fair.
Because at 40, I feel like it would be unfair for me to be like, I want a guy with no children. Especially with me having a child.
That's what I'm saying. That's what
I
I'm
feel
saying.
like guys would be like older, would be like, oh, I want somebody who don't have no kids. At this age is insane because they at least one. Like, I will say my best friend lucked up and she got somebody and neither one of them had a child in their 40s. So boom, they got a child. But that does not happen often.
Right.
So you have to be open. And I'm open to extend my age from 16 to 14. But you gotta be like, I don't want small children where I gotta do small children activities because I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
Child, I don't want to either.
No, you got two 5-year-olds and a 11-year-old. Life is small children activities.
That don't mean I want to. I don't understand your point.
You're right.
Like, what are you saying?
You are absolutely.
But okay. So I'm getting better. Because I'm not gonna hold you. Them. When I had my first son, it was great. I was obsessed with him, and I knew from maybe he was a week, 2 weeks old, maybe 3 weeks or so, a month. I knew I wanted another one. But at that time, my baby daddy was bullshitting. He didn't have his shit together. And so we didn't end up having another one until 5 years later. And we didn't have another one. We had the twins at 2. And that was from the time I was pregnant with them babies. I was so stressed out. I was like, they just rocked my entire world, bruh. And I couldn't do nothing. That pregnancy was miserable. And I'm like, okay, once they get out, it'll be better. Bitch! It was not better. I had postpartum diagnosed and everything. And it was terrible. And so for a long, 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 long time, I just resented motherhood. I probably still do a little bit. But it was a lot for me. These are
the things that people don't really talk about. I feel like people paint this picture of pregnancy and motherhood as the amazing thing in the world. And for me to be on the side of witnessing your postpartum and me calling like, hey, are you okay? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, not knowing what to do, not knowing. And there was really not much I could do. I would offer you my bosom. I would offer you my love. But it was, okay, listen, don't make that face about my bosom. But listening to you go through that was like hard because I didn't have postpartum, but I understood. So it could be a matter of, is there anything that I can do for you? What can I help? Let's go on once again. That cake put on solutions. Let's find some things that'll make you happy. Let's find activities in your area. Like, let's find. But realistically, who's gonna watch all these kids while I go do these activities?
Right. Yeah. So, I'm getting better now that they're more independent and we can have like conversations about things, and you know what I mean? I can logically speak with you and show you, versus trying to have to like just keep like not have chaos. Oh my god, it was always chaos. The
Listen,
house, you the house would be spotless 9 a.m. If they are at school or wherever they be at, and they come home within an hour, the house is chaos. It takes no time for them to destroy the house. And I used to be like, oh, I can't. And now I be like, oh, whatever. Our mat now says, our front door mat says, the house was clean yesterday. Sorry you missed it.
that's cute. But that's the real life with having small children. Once again, I only have one, and I have been several times. My child is an anomaly because she was never the kid that was into anything. I've never like woke up with her covered in stuff, or you know what I'm saying. Like I've never had that issue with her. I feel like I put a healthy dose of fear in her, where she doesn't want to get in trouble or she doesn't want to disappoint me. And I would say it's more disappoint because my parents had that healthy bout of fear in me where I don't want to disappoint them. So therefore, I don't want to get in trouble because I don't want to disappoint them in her. So I've never, like, I hear people with 16 that are like, you had to fuck her up. I had to beat her ass. I cannot remember the last time Alana got a whooping.
Mm-hmm.
She has got whoopings, very few, but like I've never had to fuck her up. I ain't never, and once again, I'm never gonna say my child is perfect because I don't know what she done got away with that I don't know about. But that's a part of teenage life and parenting, what she done probably got away with. But for the most part, she sits in her room playing video games. That's her life. Like, so to be 40 and have small children,
Man,
I be looking at y'all like this.
bruh, it is not for the weak. Okay? And I don't know what it's like to have two. To skip that whole step. But I can tell you, having two together is some bullshit. People are like, oh no, twins are so cool. I want twins. No, you don't, ma'am. No, you do not. And then you know what else is funny? I can always tell people who don't have kids.
They have the most opinions on everything.
I just be like, you must not have no. You got kids? No.
They have the most opinions on everything and how you your child and what you should be doing with your kid. But you ain't never raised a kid. You ain't never had to deal with the kid. Because listen, you rolling dice. You don't know what you gonna get. You don't know how they gonna act. You
Fact.
don't know if you fucking that kid up or if you
Bruh.
making them better. You don't know. Literally taking a gamble on life, literally with these kids. And it's the people who don't have children who have the most opinion. I remember Kim used to, before she had a child, used to have opinions. And I'd be like, that don't even make sense as a parent. You should, no, I'm not doing that. No, that's not the best interest of my child. Knowing her. And what she is like, because you don't know this kid don't know you. So y'all get to know each other. Especially your first one, you like, all right, what do you want? What does that cry mean? What is Oh, that cry means you're wet. Okay, cool. That cry means you're hungry. All right, cool. Don't throw in a health element or a learning disability or
Oh my
anything,
God.
another layer of something
Bruh.
that's going to make parenting that much more difficult. You're adding
Bruh.
appointments. You're adding diagnosis. You're adding the stress of just not wanting your child to be stigmatized.
School calling your phone every other day. Can we not? I'm having horrible flashbacks.
I'm
My
having horrible
son,
flashbacks for you.
my son, my firstborn, the man is brilliant, but he was diagnosed with ADHD. Okay. And so his emotional stability is not really where most kids his age are. And, oh, child, when I tell you the meltdowns at school, the teacher, the worst was one time I had to get him because man kicked the PE teacher. Kicked him.
I feel like I don't even know everything that happens because you don't be want to talk about it. Like, I can't talk
I
about
don't
it.
talk about that shit. Who wants to talk about that?
Listen,
It's
it'd be
very
like,
depressing.
how you doing? You be like, get your godson. I'd be like, okay, I'm not gonna do that. Like,
Like, get him.
get your
And
godson.
now it's like he's way, way, way better at, you know what I mean? He does like here at the house. There's none of that happening. He ain't melting down. He ain't, he might be a little upset because he didn't have time to do what he wanted to do, whatever, whatever. But he's not throwing no fits and tantrums and none of that. But he still kind of does that at school. And I told we had PTA meeting last week, and I told the teacher, I said, you know why he does that to y'all? Because you can't hem him up like I hem him up.
Did you tell her that?
I told her. She was cracking up. It's just jokes. But like, I just feel like he tests them.
Oh,
I
because
think
listen,
here,
as babies,
here,
kids know what they can get away with.
yeah, here he didn't test it all the things. He already know the outcomes. He already know what's gonna happen. He knows what's gonna trigger me. He knows what's gonna, what's gonna get him in trouble. He know how his dad work. He knows. So he does what he has to do when he plays. How he play. And then at school, he's testing them. There's a different parameter. So I feel like he just figured out the system.
I told somebody, I said, it was a new parent. I don't even remember who it was, but as a baby, babies learn that in order to get what I want, I have to cry. So, okay, I cried. I cried. She changed my diaper. So they learn, like, okay, let me see what I need to do to get what I want.
Right.
And that pattern carries throughout life. And they see who, like, I have a friend. She is 41 with a 2-year-old, and I went to her house to pick up some things with a U-Haul truck. And her 2-year-old was running back and forth through the truck. She's calling her name. Come here. She wouldn't come here. I said her name. I was like, come here. And she came. Because she knows she can get away with that with her mama. She doesn't know me well enough to be like, okay, she gonna let me punk her. So her voice, her tone had in. She was like, how she listen to me, listen to you, and she won't listen to me? Because she don't know me well enough to know what I won't do.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna hit your kid, but she don't know that. She don't know she's not in trouble with me. My tone gave her, oh shit, she's not playing with me. Let me come. So yeah, and I feel like the older you get and have kids, the more kids turn you into a punk.
What do you mean by that? I ain't no punk.
Okay, but you also weren't 40. I feel like these ones that's tired and then had kids at 40, they kids is punking them because they tired. Like, you can do what you want because I don't have the energy to deal with this.
I also have a partner. So if I don't have the energy, he gonna have the energy. And if he don't have the energy, I'm gonna have the energy. So it's really not that many times where we just whatever. Because I know for sure I'd be like whatever. Like like with especially with like schooling academics. I'm big on academics. I need my kids to be smart. Like we're not about to be dummies out here. You feel me? So what? You're right. My first son, he was reading everything at like 3, and I'm looking at the babies like y'all can't read. Y'all 5. What we doing? But that's because I didn't pour into them the way that I poured into my first one. And it's crazy because when I went to parent teacher conference last week, she was like, you already know your kids are exceptional. I'm like, oh well, thank you. And I said, did you know I almost put them in, tutoring last summer so they can know how to read in kindergarten. And she was looking at me crazy, like, what? Because I felt like they was behind. And she was like, on who? On how? I was like, on my standard. they were behind. But
Mm-hmm.
in the rest of the class, they on top. They're good. They fine.
They need to be.
Yeah.
They in the mix.
But I
That's
think,
one of those things that it doesn't come with a manual. So
yeah. And I think that's another reason why I be stressed out, because I have such high standards. We mentioned this in another episode, where I just have high standards across the board on everything.
yeah.
So I have high standards for my kids, and it trickles, into everything, from schoolwork to how clean their room is when they clean it, to how they brush their teeth, to everything. How it's like, this is not done to standard. And so I that causes me extra stress,
Mhm.
because now I'm the police checking off. Okay, what about you? Did you do what you had to do, ma'am? Okay, I, I don't have to be doing all of that. I can just let myself
Breathe. Breathe. My daughter was diagnosed with dyslexia in first grade. So at preschool, I realized that she wrote her name, but she wrote it completely backwards. And her name is only 5 letters, and are the same. So, but she wrote her last name backwards as well. And I was like, huh, completely backwards, both first and last name. That was a problem. She was too young to be tested. Okay, cool. So therefore, from that point on, I started monitoring every little thing. She did not know her ABC. She did not know sight words. I was stressed out. I'm calling teacher friends like, hey, what do I do? Listen, I literally covered my wall in sight words to try to figure out and what we could do. So she went to, so for kindergarten, she went to another school. Couldn't test her then. First grade, I was like, oh, she's not going to second grade until she knows how to say. She couldn't even say her ABCs all the way through. And that was
mm-hmm,
in first grade. She couldn't read. She
mm,
couldn't, her sight words, she did not know them. I was like, I'm not about to let her go to second grade and be messed up in second grade.
right.
No, we're not doing that. So, but instead of me letting them fail my child or put her behind, or I was like, can she be tested? Teacher's like, oh, I did notice some things.
Mm,
You weren't gonna tell me? You weren't gonna
right.
say nothing? Because they don't want to do the paperwork. And because I have several teacher friends, they told me like they don't want to do the paperwork. It's a lot of paperwork, it's a lot of testing. Cool. Tested her, and she got an IEP.
Mm.
She was diagnosed with dyslexia. So from that point on, we actually went and got her a tutor as well.
Let's
So she
tell the
got an
folks what IEP stand for.
individual education plan. So that's where she would get, her testing was different for everybody.
Yeah.
So she would test different. She would get more time for her test. She would get a modified word list that's when they had spelling tests in school.
Mm-hmm.
So if it was 10 words, she only got 5.
Mm-hmm.
Um, she would have, she would get pulled out to go to meet with a resource teacher who was trained, who was to teach her properly so she could understand. And so yeah, so she had an IEP. So each year this IEP has to be revisited, see where she's at, see if we need to add more hours, take more hours, whatever case it may be. I never had any problems with behavior. And that was one of the fears, like with her not being able to read and keep up with the class, am I going to have behavioral issues because she doesn't want to do it or she feels bad? But that wasn't the case. I didn't have that. It took a lot to get there. One, I was working on my degree. I was working part-time. Thank God for my parents, because my dad helped pay for tutoring. We would take turns with the weeks for paying for tutoring. Like, it was a lot. It was stressful. And I remember having a conversation with her dad, and he like, no, she all right. She all right. I'm like, nah, forget all that. I wasn't the one to worry about her being completely stiff. I'd rather her get the help that she needed. And I feel like when we were younger, being LD or special ed or whatever the case
Mm-hmm.
was, a more like, they LD, they in a whole different part of school. Not in our school because we went to a small school, but in other schools they were like a different thing. Now it's different. You still get into the regular classes, you may get pulled or your work may be modified. So, but I do remember being at like family events and we were playing Taboo, and I'm clutching my pearls because Taboo is a game where you have to read the words and understand. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, they're like, it's okay. She's with family. It's okay. Like,
Right.
because it's a lot. You don't want people looking at your child different. You don't want
Mm-hmm.
what you want to do what's best for your child. Like I'd rather had did that than to have her being a
Right,
senior.
fronting and acting like everything is fine and she's okay, like what her dad was talking about.
But here's the thing though,
Uh,
it's not just him. I see a lot of men do it with their children because I have friends who have the same issue with the father being like, no, they're okay.
mm,
No, I don't want them
what's
to
up
be
with that?
categorized.
These men need to figure out life because why are they so opposed to facing what's in front of them?
And I'm very big on being proactive instead of reactive. Let's be proactive. Let's get in front of the situation so we can accomplish what we need to accomplish. We all got the end goal. We want them to succeed.
And I think that way of thinking, you have to be analytical to think that way, right? Because if you're just thinking for right now, today, you're not gonna be like, how can I get ahead of this next week, 2 weeks from now, a year, next year? You're not on that if you're not analyzing the information that's in front of you. I feel like men are so simple sometimes that they just really don't think beyond
The
what's right here today in front of them. Like, what do
oh,
you?
they're gonna be they gonna grow, they gonna learn it, they gonna do that. No, clearly there's something wrong. Let's fix
Jeez,
it. Like even with that, like I remember when she got to 7th grade, we dropped her IEP because she
nice.
was finally reading at grade level, finally understanding. And she was like, when they pull me out of class, I miss things. And that holds me back because I miss what they talking about. I need to be in
Mm.
class. So I remember putting it on Facebook, like, I'm grateful that I'm able to drop her IEP, and parents with other kids with IEPs was like, no, don't do that. Don't drop IEP. Just reduce it. Just do this. And I could have done all that. But me and my child had a conversation. Me and her teachers had a conversation that I remember watching a documentary. She had cracked the code for dyslexia where she could now understand and
Mm.
comprehend and read and do whatever she needed to do. Now she can't spell worth of shit, but most people can't. So
But the spelling is not a thing anymore. Because even in third grade, my son was in there. The teacher was like, "No, it's okay. We don't need to do spelling." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" But it's facts because for what?
for what?
We
For what?
got tech. We got tech. We got spell check. We got Grammarly. We got Siri. We
We
got.
got we got
I guess you're right. Fine. I finally I was against it, but I get it.
So yeah, like she has not had an IEP since the 7th grade. Her overall GPA cumulative is a 3.1, I think. So yes, of course she still may have levels, but it's not where it's hindering her, where she's struggling.
What class was that? Some dumb class that she failed or was failing or not doing her work or something. It was a dumb class. What class was
Was
it?
it advice? It was advisory. It was advisory. It was advisory. Why the fuck do you have a D minus in advisory? Fuck does that make good?
What does that even mean? What is advisory, please? I don't know what that is.
So advisory is where they meet with their senior advisor. So they have several advisors for the class grade. So maybe 25, maybe 4 advisors or something that's 25, or 2 advisors that half the class go. So they go in their class and it may be something where they have to do an assignment like, tell me about your future plans. Bullshit assignments. It's nothing that tells any research, any.
That's
Why the
hilarious.
fuck do you have a D minus? Pissed. Like that's the type of shit that pissed me off. Like when she come on with a C in biology or chemistry. That one right there, chemistry. I'll be like, girl, that shit don't even make sense to me. I get it. Like,
Yeah.
listen.
Yeah. I think the other thing too is like we have to remember none of this shit matter. I mean, let's be real. None of this shit matters. Whole conniption the other week about adding and subtracting fractions. I'm like, babe, you're not gonna use this in life. And then the teacher said she don't know how to do this either.
Really.
And when we did teachers conference, she was like, I'm not into math. Math is what triggers my son. Every other subject, he's fine. When we get to the math, that's when he get the I'm gonna fall out and die because I can't. Right? It's math. It's always math. So the fact that she's like, I'm not. I don't know how to teach math for real. There's no other way for me to teach math. It's crazy.
The fact that the teacher said she don't know math is insane. Like that new math. If the teachers know that, I want to know, do they have a special class they take after college? Do they have to go to a workshop? Have you seen that new math?
No, I don't think I've seen it firsthand. Maybe I did. Went back when he was in third. He was doing some crazy stuff, but vaguely. Not.
Listen, okay? I literally, when my child was in elementary, picking her school based off of the math that they had to do because I wasn't doing it. I can't help you. I can't.
That part.
And I'm not even bad at math. I'm good at math. So therefore, for me to have to tell you that, like, can't help you, no, I'm not doing that. You're not gonna make me look stupid. No, what type of math do you do in this school? Okay, thank you. We're gonna take our like somewhere else.
Right. Shout out to his auntie, who is a math specialist. She does like math curriculum for her school and like coaches the teachers on how to teach the kids math and deals with all the math shit. And it's crazy. Yeah, and it's crazy because when I'm, me, I ain't got the patience for it. I'd be like, bruh, you know that meme? If Johnny has that's me all day. But when she gets on FaceTime with this man, he be in there. He be right here on this little board. It's like we could do white, like dry erase. Boom, camera set up. They're there. I come in. He got all the fractions, all of it. He doing it. I'm like, dang. Like she's really, really good.
Yeah. See, don't put no English in front of me because I'm not doing it. But I can help you with math. I can't since she gotten maybe 5th or 6th grade, I haven't had to like help with homework and God knows how. I could tell you, I don't know what she got going on. Listen, you just keep bringing in decent grades and I'm good with that. Like people, once again, a lot of stuff doesn't even matter. Like I remember when she passed her driver's training test and it's 100 questions and she got 75 right. I think at 72 you fail.
Mm-hmm.
I had a moment. I was like, I told you to read that book. One, because me as a mother, like, I know you're dyslexic. It takes a little bit longer for you to understand stuff. So make sure you read the book. Read the book. Read the book. I kept read the book. Did you read the book? Did you understand? Did you read the book? She didn't do it. So instead of me being like, oh my God, yes, I was like, you only got a 75. I missed 2 questions on that test. Like, why didn't you only get a set? Like, and it was so toxic. I felt it. And I said out loud, like, I should just be grateful that you passed the test. But I cannot let this go. Listen, it was not going to stop you from getting your license passed. That's what it should be, passed or failed. That's what the test really should be.
Yeah.
But I could not let it go. It was me and the standards that I had set for her that didn't even really matter because long as you pass the test and I ain't got to take you back to this class again, is all that matters.
Yeah.
But we as parents, once again, we're rice.
Yeah. This has been kind of therapeutic because I definitely need to let go.
I just want to say that I told you. I wanted to say I told you that this would be
okay. So let's put this out. I was very apprehensive about doing the motherhood, parenthood episode because I have so much there with that, the whole topic. And we didn't even touch on half the shit. Okay. And she was like, it's going to be therapeutic. I'm like, all right.
Listen, this was up until minutes before we started this. Like during through the morning of what today's topic would be, because in my mind I had this episode of how it would go. And in her mind, she like, it's stress was the trigger. I don't want to do it.
Very simple trigger. And it's again, you know why it's a trigger? Because of my high standards. Because I want to be the best mom. And I feel like I am subpar.
But that's funny because what makes you subpar? They're breathing, they're living, they're
No.
they're they're not fucked up. You're literally attentive. Like, and I don't. What society makes a good mom?
I
What
don't
like
even.
whose definition is good? Like that's the crazy part. What definition it makes a good mom? What definition makes a bad mom? What I mean, I have my definition of bad moms, uh, but once again, no situation is the same. So
I
your
think for
twin, your
me,
girl twin and your boy twin are totally different twins,
yeah.
and you have to
I
handle each twin differently.
right. That's facts. But I think it's, I saw this post on IG the other day, and she was talking about motherhood, and she was saying, "You ever said these things to yourself? They should have a different. They deserve a better mom than me, and I wish I was more patient with them, and I can't believe I did that. I was so horrible today. Like all these beating yourself up." And I was like resonating with all of that, and it's like they're fine. End of the day, they're fine, And I think it's because I feel like you kind of said earlier, you mentioned like you don't want to fuck them up. And I feel like I'm so impatient and I yell sometimes and I'm short with them you know, and I don't want them to be like, oh, mommy's so mean. Mommy's mean. Mommy's I want them to feel like mommy is love. I want them to associate mommy with love, not mommy with mean, yelling, trouble, right? I don't want to be that. I want to have a fun, happy household. And I feel like it's not, that's what I mean by subpar, because I feel like it's stressful and I create the stress because I'm stressed, and now the house is stressed.
So you're creating your chaos.
Correct.
Yep. So do you realize? And I get that your kids are young, and you can have 2 kids, 3 kids. You guys they can all have the same mother and father, raised in the same house, the same things, and those children will all have a different perception of what happened in the household and how they were raised. One could hate the mother, one could hate the father, one could think that they're all the best, and I don't understand what the problem is. Do you remember mommy being mad? You remember daddy being mad? Like, it doesn't even, like, it's literally them. So no matter what you do, like, I feel like it's literally a gamble no matter what. Like, trying to create the perfect scenario is unrealistic. And this goes back to Facebook and me not believing everything that I read. Like, I have a Facebook, no, not Facebook, one of my other social media sites, where this person has the perfect parenting life, the perfect marriage, the perfect thing. And to me, that's not realistic. I want to see your hair disheveled. I want to see you with like stressed out because you got 2 under 2 and it's not perfect. Because I can't imagine 2 under 2 and it being perfect.
There's no way.
Like,
It's impossible.
it's not realistic. And I feel like as parents, not even just mothers, as parents, we have to grant ourselves grace that no, it's not going to be perfect. But when you sit back and you be like, did I do the best that I can? Was I attentive to their needs? Did I make sure that they had what they need to survive? Did I do the best that I can as a parent? Then if you can answer yes to those questions, you're on the right track. And the second part is you don't know because you can only go off of how you were raised, seen, and it don't mean we were raised right. It could have been things that you either gonna learn from it and do different, or you're going to imitate how you were raised. And everybody raised children different. Like, I'll give you an example. Both your son's godmother, me and the other godmother, were at your house. And we were both raised that you just don't, as little kids, you don't just go in and get snacks and just eat it. So
Mm.
Uriah was just going in there, just eating snacks, just eating snacks. And she was like, Mel, you just let him do that? You like, this ain't prison. If he want the man want the snacks, let him go get the snacks. Like, that's what he want to eat. And we both like, okay. Her not being a mother, me being a mother, both have the same idea. Like, no, that doesn't work for me. But I'm not gonna tell you how to raise your kid. That's your kid. If you want him jumping off the wall with the sugar, that's on you, because we all know that I am a
Mhm.
horrible godmother. I pay money to not have to deal with kids. Okay.
Yeah, I vaguely remember that. My kids have a lot of freedom, if that makes sense. Freedom around the house, like, and that's a big part of it is because I want them to be independent. The other part of it is I'm lazy and I don't feel like doing shit. So how about you go handle that? You got it, right? So for me, it's a win-win if they could go do whatever, get what they need, whatever, and they're very independent. Only time is like they can't reach, I can't reach the cups or I can't reach what I want in the pantry or whatever. Other than that, they'll go in the fridge, they'll get their grapes, they get the bowl, they'll wash the grapes, they go eat the grapes.
See, and I was raised in a house where you don't do that. I was raised by my mother who was old school, and I know your little nasty ass hands being so to put your little nasty ass hands in my refrigerator, because my grandma was not playing that bullshit. Like when we came home, our food was hot. She had cooked dinner. She made our plates. Like,
Mm-hmm.
this is how I was raised. So we did not go into junk food without asking for it. And if we did
Mm-hmm.
ask for it, she probably went and got it for us to make sure we weren't overdoing it. Like, that's how I was raised. So that is a
Mm-hmm.
onto my child. And how you said your child is independent, I feel like at 17, my child is very insufficient in a lot of areas because I have coddled her. I be like, did I
Mm.
fucking fail her? Did I fail her? Because literally, I'd be like, why the fuck can't you do that? Why don't you understand? Be like, I don't know. I'd be like, to the point where to answer I have pulled back because she's about to be grown, and you
Yeah.
need to be able to make decisions. So it's her decision making process where I have made a lot of her decisions for her, and now I'm like,
Mm.
well, what do you think? What how do you think that's going to affect you? Well, why are you choosing that answer? And even if I don't agree with it, I'm now letting her make those decisions on her own, because I need her to be more self-sufficient as she goes through. Even though she's like, I'm not moving on until I'm 25, but I need her to be more self-sufficient, so as she navigates through life. Because even if you're in my household stacking your money so you can go
Mm-hmm.
buy whatever the case may be, you need to be able to make adult decisions. I can't make every decision for you.
Right. That's facts. And I don't make decisions for my kids.
See?
At least not without a conversation with them. Right? So it's always, all right, so this happened or that happened. So here's what I think we should do. Da 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 da. Da. So that's what we're gonna do. Okay, got it. Cool, right? It's always that type of dialogue. It's never just. And then if it is like just this, what? Wait, why? Why are we doing this? And I always answer why, because as a child, I could not stand that shit.
Because I
Because
said so. That is that it was like, what is it why they don't understand why things are happening? Because I said so? That doesn't make sense.
that is so just dismissive and like, no, because here's the logic behind why we're doing it this way. So they understand, and now for them, they're thinking on it on their own and realizing, oh, that does make more sense. Okay, cool. Instant buy-in. For me, I was a little rebellious. So you say that, I don't want to do it just because you said so.
Ridiculous. I I was that way with too a lot with how I disciplined my child. By her father going away when she was 5 to prison, it I started having adult conversations with her young. Like, hey,
Mhm.
I don't deserve that. I am busting my butt. I am doing this for you. I am doing that. Why did you do that? And if if she did get a whooping, why you getting a whooping? I need you to tell me why you getting a whooping, so there's no misunderstanding that I just hit you. I need you to understand what you did, why you're in trouble, why you are in trouble, and let's get it together. Like, I literally No, I'm not, because I don't like hitting. It's too much. It hurts my hands. I might break a
Mhm.
nail. I don't want to do it.
Yeah, I used to hit my first son, and it was one time where I felt like I traumatized him, and I said, "I'm not doing that no more." So now I don't touch him, and I've never touched the twins ever. And you know what's funny? Anytime we go anywhere, always somebody, particularly the white people, they be like, "Oh my!"
The white
They come out. People, they come out of their way, a restaurant, the airport, wherever, to come to us to say, "Oh my God, your kids are so well behaved," and we be like, "Thanks," but we get it all the time. We think it's weird, but we get it all the time.
That's a blessing, because it can be the opposite where you see people over there like this.
Right.
Because I'm that one. I might take a picture of your kid, but like, look at this kid, what they doing
Right.
in this
Ooh,
airport. They embarrassing me.
it's I cannot stand a bad kid.
Listen, I used to babysit my niece, and I remember taking her to the store, and I don't necessarily think she was bad, but I think she had an astronomical amount of energy that made her act off the chain in
Yeah,
everything that we did. So going into space where she had to be confined and just not run, not do things, she would act off the chain,
yeah.
where I would always wind up losing the battle. Okay, and so I'm like, from having a child who basically did nothing, I'm like, God kill. Like I remember being in a store and she's in the cart, and we're in white people town, and she is literally in the basket yelling, "Help! Help!"
What
I'm
is
like,
that? Ah, that's
I'm like,
horrible.
I'm like, we going to jail. Get her. Told my daughter, get her, get her. We about to go back to the car. We're going to the car. Why are you yelling help? You know us. Why are you doing this? And I
That's
kidnapped you.
Oh my God. I would be out of there so fast.
We had to go. I did not get what I came to the store for. In the trip, we're going home. I will shop when your parents come get you, because I cannot do this. This is not. Oh no, you will not embarrass me. That's one
Really.
thing I am very big on. You will not embarrass me in public.
Mm, mm.
Help! Help me!
Yeah,
Help!
my
Not the
kids
white
are
folks looking
very
at me.
pretty well behaved. My boy twin is the most rambunctious.
Yeah, because you talk about how he
Mhm.
always he has to touch everything.
Oh my God. I made him cry one time. I wasn't, he, we was in the store and I don't know if you know, but like when they have the little thing that you swipe the card with, and then sometimes there's like a little ad or something attached to it.
And he pulled it off. I was on the
He
phone with
ripped
you.
that thing off. And I said, "Why would you do that? Oh my God. I'm so sorry to the lady, whatever." And I was like, "Femi, you can't do that. People gonna think you're bad."
I was on the phone
That
with you. I
man
remember this. He
started
cried. And you're like, what are you crying
crying.
for? What's happening?
What I missed it. What happened? And he told me it was because I said people gonna think he's bad. Wow. That was
It's
crazy.
the biggest misconception is sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. That is a crock of shit. I wish people would not tell people that, because it's not true. Words have more impact than a hit. When someone
Yeah.
hits you, it will stop hurting. But words will play over and over in
Yeah.
your mind, a
That's
mental
fact.
effect on you. Like I remember telling my child, she said something funny, and I was like, "Ha ha ha! You so stupid." I look back, my baby crying.
Mm.
What's wrong? You called me stupid, and I'm like, what? Are you stupid? What are you talking about? I was so confused. I was like, no, baby, that's an expression of saying
Yeah.
that you're so silly. You're so. I'm like, because she was so hurt. Hurt was I called her stupid,
Yeah.
opposed to you're so funny, because of the
Right.
once
Yeah.
roll the dice.
Yeah. But
But I feel like we
hey,
all go through it.
Yeah,
It's
it ain't easy. I love my kids. I love them, but I do not like motherhood.
that is real. That is that is real. That is real.
That's what it boils down to.
A lot of people in my life will be like, I don't see the purpose of the investment. I don't see a great return on it. What is the return on having children? What is
Mm.
what is the value? What do I get back from that?
Ooh. So I was talking about this with Jay a few months back, and I was saying, why do people want kids? Why do we want kids as human beings? Why do we want it? Because I wanted kids. He wanted kids. We wanted, but why? And I was trying to figure out, and I realized what I came up with is because we want or need a sense of family and a sense of togetherness with people that we love, and kids create that. Um, because other than that, I don't really know why we want that.
I just want somebody to take care of me when I'm old, but that's not guaranteed either. So
Yeah, that's not a good reason
that's
at
that's
all.
not that's not guaranteed because she could be like, she has no patience. Like, I was making a video on my phone and she snatched the phone out my hand and was like, "Let me do it." Pissed me off because I was doing it and it made me feel old. Like, I'm not old. I can do it. My nails are just long, so I was having a hard time sliding the thing where but I wasn't moving fast enough for her. So she's very slow patient. So I don't want her taking care of me. So I'm gonna go for my grandkids and hopefully they're much better than her because she gets on my nerves. Stop playing me like I'm an old woman and I don't know how to do stuff.
What grandkids though? She want kids?
She does. She wants two.
Oh, does she?
She does. No, I think she wants one and I want two. It's something like that.
Okay, I would. The way she be like, looking at them babies.
Because she don't like kids.
No,
She
exactly.
does not like kids. Like, she is very much,
Right. She be looking at them babies sideways as hell. So I'm surprised to hear that she actually wants her own.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, she actually has kids. So, like, at this rate, to make my child 17, I'll probably be a grandma before you done.
Bruh.
It's a kid.
Trying to tell you. You know what? I blame my husband because after we had Rye, we should have just back to back. He should have had his shit together. We could have had them more close, and I'd have been further along. And then before we had the baby, he wanted to go propose. Oh, I ain't asked you for no marriage. I wanted a baby.
Literally. I want my babies. Okay, let's set a day. I want a baby. I want a baby. I want a baby. This is what we heard the whole time. I want a baby. I want a baby. Girl, let's set this wedding date. And then we will have.
You ain't worried about that wedding? I was just very disappointed because I really wanted my baby because we had just talked about it and I took my birth control out for the purposes of reproducing, and then he proposed, and I'm like, well, wait a minute, what about the baby? We got a baby and then get married?
And we're all like, no, we're going to do the wedding and then you can have your baby. Literally, it wasn't even 6 months later, though, before you got pregnant after the wedding. Then it was, I'm going to have all these kids. I'm like, you're just going to have two because she decided to surprise us and tell us she was having twins. It wasn't off rip like, it's twins. It was like, let's have an announcement. So when she's having a whole break to properly be there for her because I didn't understand the breakdown. Like, dog, it's two kids. Calm down. You'll be fine. They're 5 years apart. No, then she popped out with, oh, it's twins. Oh, I get it now. Everything makes sense. I'm sorry.
and then Lindsay knew her dreams or what the hell ever. She knew the whole time. She was like, I know it's twins. I can feel it. I know it's twins. I'm like, what? She knew. She be calling it.
Listen, thank God she can't never had no baby dreams on me. We good. Because every time she calls somebody, one of us with a baby dream, it's a baby. And no, play girl, don't dream about me. Dream about me. Okay? That's what I need you to do.
Dream about who?
My husband. A 6-figure rich nigga type.
Oh.
Okay?
Hey.
That's my type, nigga. That's my type.
That's my type.
Okay, that's what I need you to dream. Matter of fact, I'm gonna call her tonight. Hey, What you dreaming about? Dreams? Do you see me with a husband? Does he have 6
Ooh.
figures in his bank account? Okay, that's what we're talking about. So, yeah, listen, this shit is a gamble. It is ghetto. I don't feel like people are honest enough about parenting and what kind, the good, the bad, the ugly. I feel like it's so much different now, even with dealing with the sexualities and dealing with um the pressures of school, the bullying, the cyberbullying. Like my bullying was very small and it was in school. Now you got cyberbullying. Like I don't think I probably would have ever been a cyberbully. But like it's so many different ways. Like the friendships. Like my daughter had a situation at school with friends the other day, and I wanted to go chitty chitty bang bang because my baby's feelings were hurt. Why would you hurt my child's feelings? You're mean.
But that's life, girl.
It is life, but as a parent, I don't like it.
Yeah.
You don't want your kids to hurt. And you don't want them to be teased. And I feel like she struggled with friends, and I feel like that's my karma from being fucking mean to people, is that she struggled with friends because she sees our dynamic of friends, and she loves that. Like she wants that. That's probably why she thinks that y'all her friends too. Like the fuck. Like
I am her friend. My soupy.
That's your soupy. That is what we are forced to call her on this podcast, is soupy. So yeah, it's just no one prepares you for the real. My best friend be like, no one told me, bitch, you're a liar.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure some things were said
You've seen
before.
every one of us fucking struggle through this shit.
Struggle.
This shit, rolling the dice, ghetto. I have never been like, yeah, this shit is peaches and cream. From pregnancy through it all. Hated pregnancy, hated everything about that shit. Shit was fucking horribly disgusting.
Pregnancy was horrible. Terrible. The worst.
When I hear people like, oh my God, I loved being pregnant.
I don't get it.
You
I don't get it. I mean, like, what? Okay, you're one of those. Okay, cool. Do your thing.
But here we are. Every day, trying to slay this shit. Trying to make apples out of oranges. Like
what? Who making apples out of oranges? What the fuck are you talking about?
That's what we do. We just trying to make some shit happen. That shit is wrong, but we about to make this shit happen. We go chop it up.
That's what you're trying to do. It's gonna be a fail every time.
Listen, sometimes it does be a fucking fail. Like fuck, I failed. And it's yourself grace.
You know what? At the end of the day, you know, we all gonna die anyway. None of us make it out alive. So after I'm gone, after they gone, right? Like, how much is any of this gonna matter?
I mean, unless you Beyonce, she talk about my great grandchildren already rich. That's a lot of brown children on your Forbes list. I mean, unless you're on that level, where your legacy about to continue like that.
Right.
It's all, you know,
yes.
taking a gamble. This shit is ghetto. And, you know, for that reason, I'm glad I'm not having any more. I'm just going to be a great, amazing grandmother.
Well, my beverage is almost done.
Right.
Did
so
you have a beverage today?
No. Okay, listen. Today's podcast is brought to you by I was running late as fuck and I could barely get my shit together. Okay, that's what it's brought to you by. I'm struggling. I barely made it. Listen, we recorded late as hell.
We good though. We got it done. And
we got it done. Thank you, darling. Thank you. Hair roll.
My husband found this new Red Bull flavor. It's pear cinnamon.
That sounds fucking horrible.
I know. I was like, ew. That sounds.
It's not like Christmas. Or Thanksgiving or some shit. Right.
But it tastes just like apple juice.
Biggest fan of apple juice. I don't really drink Red Bull anymore because it makes my heart. So I have a sensitivity to caffeine. So what if I don't drink it before 12 o'clock? I can't fucking sleep. 2, it messes with my stomach issues. So I don't drink Red Bull because it's not worth the pain.
Does the Starbucks fuck with your stomach as well?
Yep. So that's why I drink
Okay.
more tea than coffee, because caffeine ignites issues.
Okay, because we
But
did a
in
whole Starbucks campaign
Oh no, no,
the
no.
other
That's why.
ago.
Listen, I take the sacrifice. But
Oh,
so
oh,
caffeine
okay.
ignites it, but it's the acidity too of the Red Bull. So the carbonation in it on
Yeah.
top of the caffeine is why Red Bull is worse than coffee for me.
Okay.
Once again, my favorite flavor should be coming out any day. Okay, and I'm gonna be there like a little. I might even make a video, posted in my
What's your
stories of me getting my
favorite flavor?
caramel
Do
brulee
not.
latte.
Oh, okay, I'm about to say, do not say no pumpkin spice.
Do I look like a bitch? I don't
I'm
look
about
like
to
a
say,
motherfucking
girl, we
white
gonna have
girl.
to end. We're gonna have to end this whole friendship.
No, bitch, I'm not a pumpkin spice bitch. I know. There's only one thing I want pumpkin, some pumpkin bread. Give me some pumpkin bread. That's what I get on the side of my coffee. Is let me get a pumpkin loaf warmed, okay? That's it.
Okay.
But no, can't wait for pumpkin spice season to be over. Move the fuck out the way and let Christmas season come with the drinks.
The
No, I don't
and the
like Christmas. No, I don't like Christmas like that. But just
twinkle like Christmas
shoot me.
everywhere you
Shoot me.
go.
Listen, I'm just happy I don't have to see you and your kids. That's how many gifts I just saved right there.
Bruh. I don't know why you buy them gifts for Christmas. For what?
Do you not remember your daughter's reaction to her Christmas gifts last year?
No, I do not.
Her ladybug shirt? Loved her ladybug shirt, okay? Wanted to put it on
Okay.
immediately despite it being too big. This is how I buy love, okay? The
Okay.
oldest one who my godchild is the hardest one to buy love with. The other two, they would be like, okay, let me make sure Shauna's good at a nursing home. That oldest one of yours, they might visit at that town. That one gonna be like, did you check on your godmother? No, I mean I know she's still there. She can't go
He
nowhere.
he's more real. Like he wants real love. He don't want gifts.
That's very much true. I literally have to like attack him with hugs and kisses,
Yeah.
and when I see him and everything, like that's the relationship of our love. I mean, because at 5 he told me I need to go to bed. Okay, like you going? Time to go to bed, and we cuddled and went to sleep in his bed. Like
I remember that. That was so cute. Back when he was cute and innocent.
oh, he was telling everything was. He kept saying the F word. It's so exciting.
Girl. I was telling him about cuss words. I don't remember how it came up, but I was like, do y'all know what bad words are? And it was mostly Ari. And she was like, yeah. I was like, what's a bad word? Tell me one. And she was like, what the fuck? I was like, that's right. That's a bad word. What the fuck? You should not say that. Because it's considered, society says, kids shouldn't be saying those words. So don't say those words, okay? Okay.
You're not on Facebook right now, but I literally just made a Facebook post a couple days ago, and I said, what is where did bad words come from, and who said that they were bad? Because they're really just sentence intensifiers. If I'm in a malice way, what makes it bad? Because if I tell you that you are beautiful, but I say you're fucking beautiful, which one sounds better? Which one do you want to be? I want to be fucking beautiful, baby. I want to be
that. You said
like
sentence enhancers, so you
yeah, or intensifiers or enhancers. Either way, like they literally just add color to a sentence. So why are they considered? This goes back to parenting again. So we're going to see Doja Cat, which is my daughter's favorite artist, and she looked at me dead in my ocular sim because a few days before I said, "What's the words to that song?" To paint the town red. What's the song? She was like, she looked me dead in my eyes. Said, "It said." I was like, "What's the word?" She said, "Bitch, I said what I said. I rather be famous." Did you just look at me and say, "Bitch"? She's like, "You asked me for the words." I was like, "Get out my face! I'm talking to you right now." She was like, "Just so you know, I'm going to be cursing at the concert." I said, "Okay, we're going to sit you further down. You can sit next to your cousin, then I'll be a couple people down." so you can cuss your heart away. And they really like what makes words bad. Like if people said biblical is what makes it bad, but I read the text that they gave me. I said, and people don't realize how my understanding of the Bible goes because I had Bible classes. My father was who he was. I went to church every weekend. So my understanding of the Bible is when I read a passage, I'm going to read it in NIV. I'm going to read it in KJV. I'm going to read it to understand.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to just read it. I'm going to keep going down. So, and it just says of speaking foul, but I can speak in speaking bad and speaking mean pretty much to people. I can speak mean to you without saying a curse word. I can say words that can hurt you without saying one curse word. So why is a curse word considered so bad? The word fuck derived from the word that means to insert.
Mm-hmm.
So a German word. So why is it considered a bad word? It has meaning.
Because society
said it was bad. So we're saying these things, but society said it was bad. So I like curse words. I really do. So I really wanted to understand who said that they made them bad and why are they bad. They just make sentences more colorful.
That is a good perspective. I like that because I really like. I don't care if my kids cuss. I really don't. I don't. To me, it doesn't really. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. But society. So I gotta make sure they're socially acceptable. And so, of course, we don't, can't say that, don't say that. But if they say it, I'm not gonna be like, oh, you're in trouble because you said the F word. I'll be like, don't forget, you can't say that, But
like, I'm not about to beat you because you cussed. Doing it like it's not for what.
Well, not.
Somebody commented on this thing and they was like, I was just thinking the same thing because my 7-year-old said, "Oh shit," and she was like, it was a tone to let me know that something was wrong. So I ran to the bathroom because of the tone, because it was a big bug or something in there. But she was like, if you would have, I would have not known that something was wrong for me to come. But because he used a word to intensify the situation, I understood that there was something wrong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I'm with you.
Roll the dice. What you do? What you do? I don't want you to cuss because society says it's bad. I want you to be acceptable. Here we are.
Yeah, I guess so.
So I'm going to take Grace and Stella and go put it on my eyes to de-stress, because these are, the parents have got me with the baggy eyes, and it's like an energy drink for your eyes. So now I need to de-stress because parenting is ghetto. Get these out. I put some on my eyes last night because I found a whole new pack in my room. So yeah, take these puffs away, because why? Parenting is ghetto, and it causes bags on the eyes, whether you're crying, stressed, or tired from being a parent. Click the link below and order yours.
Yes, because superhero eye masks that have cooling and depuffing powers to revitalize your tired eyes, giving you a youthful, awakened glow. These nutrient-rich gold jellies work to reduce the appearance of puffiness and dark circles, especially when kept cold. Talk about 24K magic.
24 karat magic in the air. Listen, because parents, this time to be senior year, if I listen the way these price tags keep getting thrown at me. Listen,
girl, what I'm supposed to do? I got a whole.
Oh, you got two. You got to call in your village.
I got two. I got three. What are you talking
about? I'm talking about when the twins go, but at least you got a big gap. By the time the twins go to college, if Uriah decides to go to college, Uriah should be out of college because they're 5 years apart. So therefore, you should be. Then you got to deal with two.
Hopefully, he don't want to go to college, and he traditional 4-year college, and he finds some certification or something, or his YouTube kicks off, or his gaming career or something. So that we don't have to deal with all that, because the student loans are dumb.
If I get one more email telling me that they ready again, I don't care. I'm not ready. Listen, and that's another thing in society, is not the stigmatization that you have to go to college. And I'm literally dealing this with my child, because when she tells different advisors different things that she doesn't want to go to college, then they make her feel bad. Like, well, don't, no. Why? so she can come work. It's people, and she's going into the beauty industry. That is a multi-billion-dollar industry. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
AI can't take her job. So here we are.
Damn. All right. Well, on that note, let's wrap it up.
All righty. So, when did you? I looked down and then I looked back up and you were finishing off a drink. When did that happen?
Pay attention. Keep up. Let's keep up.
Fast.
Woo. See y'all next time.
Deuces. Do you have a topic or question for Melly Mel and Shawny? Well, email us at FoleyUntitledPodcast@gmail.com. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Foley_Untitled_, on Facebook at Foley Untitled Podcast, and on YouTube at Foley Untitled Podcast.